All right, welcome everyone. Give me jazz hands if you can hear me. Awesome. Okay, and give me jazz hands if you can see the screen that says how to facilitate online Agile games. Awesome. So this is what we're going to be doing today. I'll be sharing this board with you pretty soon. We're going to just start off with a simple agenda. So we're going to do some impromptu networking at the start here. So I'm going to send you off into 2 to 3 person rooms, allow you to introduce yourselves to each other in any way you want. You guys don't need any sort of icebreakers, but if you want an icebreaker, the icebreaker I'd propose is, what food do you like during quarantine? So then I'll say a few words about how to use Miro and we'll try things out. And then we're going to play 3 games, online hugs, the bullet point game, alphabetization, and then I will wrap up. Okay, and at any time, feel free to interrupt and say that you have a question or you have a comment. So feel free to do that. So if I can figure this out, I'm going to send everyone into breakout rooms. When I send you into breakout rooms, you need to physically accept the invite on Zoom. Okay, so it should be there for you.
Very cool.
We were getting warmed up.
Yeah, that's right. We're just send me back there.
Yeah.
That was quick.
Okay, so I'm going to just recreate all the rooms, and then I'm going to send you into another group so you can meet a new set of people.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like speed dating. Is that what? I mean, not really, but I mean that's the.
Right.
That's,
Welcome back, everyone. So now we're going to do a very small little introduction to Miro. Give me jazz hands if you've used Miro before. All right, about half of you. So I invite you, if you have used Miro before, to help out other people when we do breakout rooms. So step number 1 is the undo, which I actually just used there. So the undo is just the standard Control Z or Command Z. So you mess anything up, like I'm going to delete this. I just deleted pro tips. I hit Control Z and it comes right back. Okay. Zooming in and out. And I should say that I will give you the link to this board in just a second after I've gone through this, and you'll be able to try all these things out. Okay. So zooming in and out, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm just doing this with my mouse. I'm doing it with the wheel of my mouse, okay, which is the normal way to do it. Okay. You can also use Control plus and Control minus. So I can just do that right now. So that's Control plus and Control minus. And then you can go down into the lower right-hand part of the room where you see this plus or minus in the zoom. So that also will work. So 3 ways to move. Okay. If you want to upload a file, which we will be doing now, and we'll be doing one of them, well, you go to this little up arrow on the left-hand side, and then you click My Device, and then it'll give you just a selector, and then you can upload a file. Okay. So if I wanted to upload this image, which I just chose, I click Open, and then it puts it right here, and then I have this little image right here. Okay. Duplicate. Keep doing that. Duplicate is Control D, like it is in most places. So first you select, and you use this arrow tool at the top to select, and then you hit Control D, and it duplicates it. Okay. Select is just a simple left click, like it is in virtually every other program in the world. If you somehow need to select multiple things, you can click and then shift and click, and then click and then shift like that, and then you select all of those things. If you want to add text to something, you also do it the way it's mostly done. So you click into it, you double click, and then you add text. The difference between the pointer and panning, so this is the select, which allows you to select items. and then the pen or the hand allows you to move. Okay, I always get those confused, and so I'm always accidentally moving things around, and that's why Control Z is my favorite character. Okay, so now I'm going to give you access to the board. So I'm just going to copy it straight into the chat. And all you have to do is click on it. You don't need a username. You don't need a password. You don't need anything. You just click into the board and then try to find me. Start off by trying to find me. So we have person here. Great. So we have a guest here. We have another guest. Awesome. If you have problems coming in, let me know and we'll see if we can solve it. So now we're just going to do a little bit of an exercise to get you to try out Miro. So I'll do it first and then I'll turn it over to you. So we're going to upload an image and we're going to put it here in this big blue My Image. And then we're going to create a sticky note. Okay, so I'm going to upload an image. I'm going to go here to the up, go to My Device. I'm going to search for, okay, I'm going to search, I like this image. Shows up here. I'm going to click and drag it, and then I'm going to expand it so that people can see it. So that's step number one. And then you can place a sticky note beside it and say why you like it. So I like this image because it is profound. Okay, so go ahead and do that. Click an image and then put a little text next to it. So we're doing steps 1 and 2. And shop for help if you need help.
How come my little thing don't? Oh, okay. Let's see.
Yeah. And don't be concerned about messing things up. It's impossible to mess things up. Great. We have someone.
Sorry, were we supposed to add an image or pick an image?
Yeah, add an image by uploading something from your machine.
Gotcha.
So you go up here to up, and then go to My Device, and then add it. And look, the Scrum framework. I like it. And the Liberators, awesome. Sprint Down Under. And we have Batman. One thing you can do in Miro is you can add a timer. So I'll give you guys 2 more minutes to do this. Oh, wonderful cornucopia there. Oh, and a cute little doggy.
How do you move a sticky note?
How do you move a sticky? You click on it, and then you click.
Oh, okay.
You click on it and you move it up. Does that work for you?
Yeah, I don't know why I wasn't working before.
Great question.
Great answer.
Oh, look, 4 stances of a Scrum Master. Wow, I'm learning new stuff from these images. Added value. 4 stances of a Scrum Master. Coach, mentor, teacher, advisor. Huh.
So I uploaded an image, but I could not see the image.
Oh yeah, how do we have to make sure we
that's
put
me.
it in the right place? Okay, I see.
Is that working? Great, awesome.
God.
Oh, so here's someone put this image. I see Agile certification over here. Feel free to move it over. You can leave it there if you want. Oh, and here's a little doggy over here too. All
I
right.
mean, outside of the,
Yes, it's outside of the blue canvas, but it's very creative to have it out there. And now we're going to go to step 3, which is to select a dot, which is over here. The dots are over here, these pink dots. So you can just click and hold and drag them over to your favorite image. Okay. So we're just dot voting.
Where are the dots?
The dots are to the right of the blue square.
Oh, I see them. Okay.
Wow, very, very equal voting here. Or maybe everyone's just voting for their own image. Maybe I need a new rule. You can't vote for your own image. I like it. Okay. As always, feel free to jump out and ask any questions or comments that you have. So if you have anything in particular that you're coming into this with, we're now going to move on to start the conversation early. Just double click one of these stickies and just type in, I have a question about X, or I want to learn about X, or anything that you want in those stickies. And we'll try to hold space for those things. So I will give you 1 minute to do that. How to start breakout sessions. Oh, awesome. Okay. It's a beautiful Zoom function. I had to learn how to do that myself because at least when I started using Zoom, it was not automatically enabled. So you had to figure out how to enable it, and then you had to find the right thing. All right, so I'm just going to share a few thoughts first. Okay, the first slide brings tears to my eyes. Do you guys remember this world where we had easel pad paper, we could throw airplanes in the middle of the hallway, we could take over rooms, and finally we could have 3-alarm chili with our favorite team members in the company cafeteria. So everything was created for that world, right? Face-to-face exercises, games, all of that, right? And then this online world happened, and here was my experience. Zoom does not work. Google Docs does not work. Face-to-face games and exercises do not work. And then I turn into a PowerPoint schmuck, just like everyone else. I do not want to be a PowerPoint schmuck. Yeah. Fortunately, I have been working on games for a really long time. Started working on games 10 plus years ago. I invented the paper plane game. I helped start Agile Games New England like 10 years ago. In New England, I came over here to San Francisco and started Agile Games West. And then I also had lots of opportunities to practice. I meet with this group of coaches on Saturdays. I give lots of talks at places like the Scrum Gathering in Shanghai. And so I said, let's just iterate. And so here's an example of an iteration. So this was a game that we played with these folks right here. I'm up here facilitating it. And here's all the feedback that they're giving me. Confused by instructions, confused by Miro, desire for rules to be spoken and instructions, people confused, need lots of feedback. So after lots and lots and lots of feedback, I have or so I claim to have, a set of 20 tested online Agile games that actually work online. And I've got them roughly categorized by purpose or learning objective, the amount of time it takes to run them, and the amount of skill that's required, right? Both Agile skill, Miro skill, facilitator skill. And so you're going to see the good, the bad, and the ugly in this session. Things will blow up, so you'll get some insight into what it takes to facilitate online. So you'll have the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. So here are the 3 games that we're going to play. The first one, hugging game, very simple. One can even ask whether or not it's actually a game. You should probably define what a game is. But then bullet point game developed by Bryan Stallings, and then the Alphabetization Game. Okay. And so we're going to start off over here with the How to Hug game. And I'm going to use a special Miro feature where I'm going to bring all of you to me. Okay. So I'm going to bring all of you to me, all of your cursors to me on the board. Okay. So you should just see all of the collaborators here on the board. Okay, so in this area, this is very simple game. So first of all, you upload a picture of yourself onto the circle in the breakout rooms. All the pictures in a circle like that. Okay, and then one person moves their picture inside. This simple, okay? Let's see. You can pick anyone to hug. This guy, when we did it, he said he was Brazilian and that he was a big hugger. I guess they hug a lot in Brazil. So you move that one person inside. If you want, you can even increase the size a little bit. And then everyone else comes in and gives them a hug like this, right? You can even move around a little bit to pretend that you're patting them on the back, okay? So everyone comes in, gives them a hug. Oops, don't move the little circle like I just did there. Give them a hug, and then you come back out to the circle, okay? And then the next person goes in, and you give that person a hug, okay? So probably the most difficult thing of this will be to get your picture in the circle. And remember, you do that by going over here to upload, then to my device. Presumably you have a picture of yourself on your device. If you don't have a picture of yourself on your device, you can just use any image that represents yourself. You can even use a sticky note. So any questions about that? Okay, so I'm going to divide you up into new breakout rooms. So these breakout rooms will have about 4 people in them. So once again, you just need to recreate, and I'll give you about 5 minutes to do this. And you'll go to the appropriate room. You'll see it in the upper left-hand corner. And so you'll go to room 1, room 2, room 3, room 4 on the frames.
Yep.
All right, welcome back, everyone. How many people got a hug? Okay, a couple of people, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people got a hug. Okay, great. Hey,
Yes, I got my picture there.
I do. Let me see if I have your picture there. Do you look like it? Oh, you
Yes,
look
the picture is there,
Oops.
but I didn't get any hug. Well, that's fine.
Okay, so we're now going to go on to the bullet point game. So the bullet point game was created by Bryan Stallings, and he was thinking about the ballpoint game and thinking about things that could be done online, right? So what's difficult about the ballpoint game, doing it online, is that you have to physically move the ball around. Now, if you want a direct translation of the ballpoint game to online, you actually have it over here to the right. We're not going to go through it today, but you can just look at it and look at the instructions. So this link will work later on. So we're going to go off after this bullet point game, which does not require rapid movement, does not require physically throwing a ball around or anything like that. So here are the ways that the way I use this bullet point game is around decision making and maybe a little bit around collaboration. So here's how it works. There's this image that's a hidden image, a secret image. You can't see what the image is, right? Because it has these circles obscuring it. And so every sprint, you and your team are going to have a discussion, and you're going to decide which circles to remove. And so the first sprint, you get to remove 5 circles. The second sprint, you get to remove 5 circles. The third sprint, you get to remove 5 circles. Fourth sprint, you get to remove 7. Fifth sprint, you get to remove 10. Okay, so you have some sort of conversation, right, about which circles to remove. And then you make your best guess at what the image actually is. And so you can just take a sticky, take something that you can see and put right here. Here's what I think the image is. Okay, and you again discuss it as a team. And then you describe your decision process. How did you decide which circles to remove? Right? Did you decide it as a team by consensus? Is one person deciding it? Did you do it based on an argument? How did you decide? Okay, and you go through this sort of iteration by iteration. Okay, so we'll shoot to do 2 iterations in this thing. So I'm going to send you off into rooms, about 4 people in each room, and I'll give you about 7 minutes to do this. Okay, so shoot to have 3 to 4 minutes per iteration. So first, a little bit of a discussion, which circles to remove the circles, write down the description of the image, and then write down what your decision-making process was. Any questions about that?
It's up to you.
Clear? Awesome.
Okay.
So go ahead and accept. Welcome back, everyone. So show me jazz hands if you've heard about tiagi debriefing or done tiagi debriefing. Awesome. So this will be a lot of fun then. Tiagi debriefing, the way I'm going to share it here is just a set of 5 questions, which I've modified slightly to be about games, but you can use them after just about any exercise, any experience. So here are the 5 questions. How do you feel about this exercise? What important things happened during the exercise? What did you learn from the exercise? How does the exercise relate to real world events? And in what different ways can you modify this exercise? And so what I like to do in an online format is I just like to go step by step through each one and give people just 1 minute to sticky note. So you just come over here in sticky note, pick a sticky note, come over here, drag and drop it, and then type something in. And so I'll set a timer for 5 minutes, and then we'll just start sticky noting the very first one. And then after 1 minute, we'll sticky note the next one, next minute, sticky note the next one. Partially, I'm doing this so that you can decompress, and partially I'm doing it so that you see this as a facilitation technique for this type of game and other types of things. Any questions about that? All right, let's do it. So the first question is, how do you feel about this game?
Michael,
Yes.
there was one of the chat rooms in one of the earlier breakouts that they all crashed out and they can't get back in because the Zoom's locked. Deanna, my coworker, being one of them.
So
I don't know if there's.
blocked it.
Okay. Is there any way for her to get back in?
Yeah, I think she just clicks on the Zoom link.
She says it says it's locked. She can't.
Did she just try it?
You have a waiting room?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Did she just try it? I know at some point it was locked. What?
Yeah, she did just try it.
So I unfortunately do not know because it's unlocked now, and I don't know. Oh, here we go. So I just admitted another person in. So there is some way to get in. Maybe she can try one more time.
I just messaged her, so let's hope that she can.
Like I was just able to let Fawn in. Great. Okay, let's go on to the next one. What important things happened during the game? Thanks for letting me know about that. So this is the next panel over.
The question was, what important things, oh, it's at the top, thank you. What
Yep.
important things happened during the game?
So this is a great point. One thing that's very interesting that happens online is that it's very useful to say things and to write things down, sometimes multiple times. So things are a lot less memorable or sticky than when we are face to face. Okay. Next one is, what did you learn from the game? And how does the game relate to the real world? Oh, Deanna's here. And the final question is, in what different ways could you modify the game?
Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome. Thank you for your persistence. We're just sticky noting this final square, Deanna. Just in what different ways could you modify the game? And we'll be going into the next activity in just a second. This is a room of seasoned facilitators. I want to give you a few minutes to talk amongst each other and gather the key facilitation aha moments. So I'm going to send you back into your rooms here in a minute, and then just have a quick chat. And once you finish that chat, or during that chat, just sticky note down here under facilitation aha moments beneath the board that you were working at. So I'll give you 4 minutes to do that. So I'm going to open all of the rooms, and then you're going to be able to accept and go back into them. All right, hello everyone. So we're going to move to our final game. Now, before we move to our final game, I want to just note how different the design of the first game and the second game are, right? They look very different, right? Different colors, different fonts, different layout, okay? Like A, B. See how different they feel? So one of the weird things, interesting things, paradoxical things about online is that we actually have a lot of control over the environment. Like if we walk into a company meeting room, the walls are the color of the walls, right? We don't have any choice over them. Online, we have a lot of choice. And as you can see, it can give you a completely different feeling to be looking at something like this versus looking at something like this, okay? The music you play, the background, those are all things that are selectable and will either support your facilitation or not support your facilitation, okay? So we're gonna go to the final one, which is the alphabetization game. This is the most intellectually challenging game, so I've been just wearing you out so that you'll fall apart at this last game. I hope you guys are ready to fall apart. Okay, so here's the learning objectives of the alphabetization game. So understand how different control strategies impact performance or different management strategies, and practice 2 control strategies in a simple setting. Okay, so I'm gonna put you in your rooms, and everyone is going to select an icon. Okay, so here's what the icon looks like. They look like little animals. So everyone's going to select an icon. I'll break you up into 2 rooms. Okay, and then you're going to, in round 1, you're going to pick one boss. Okay, you're going to pick one boss, and everyone else is a team member, and that boss is going to boss everyone else around. Okay, so only the boss is allowed to move the icons. The team members can speak only if the boss talks to them. There are no shortcuts. Okay, so basically the team members have to sit there passively while the boss asks them a question. They can only say anything if the boss specifically asks them a question, okay? And you want to sort everyone by the distance that they are currently, right now, physically where they're sitting, how far they are from the Salesforce tower, okay? Is that clear? Okay, so you have to know how far you are from the Salesforce tower in San Francisco, and your boss is going to sort you by that, by only talking to you. Can't talk to anyone, okay? Now in round 2, everyone is a team member. The team members can all talk to each other, and you want to be sorted by the number of books in your house, okay? So you have to move your icon around again, sort by the number of books in your house, okay? Round 1, round 2, okay? And try to time round 1 and round 2. See which one is faster, okay? Any comments or questions about that?
Salesforce Tower in San Francisco, the farthest distance in New Zealand, so.
Oh, he's giving information in advance.
Yes.
Oh. Okay, awesome. All right, so I'm gonna recreate the rooms. I'm gonna give you 7 minutes to do this. So if you're not finished with round 1 after 4 minutes, just go to round 2, all right? So you'll go ahead and accept.
Shoot. Darn it. Darn
You
it.
did excellent. Thank you. So great.
I don't know.
That was fun.
It was fun.
It was very collaborative. It was fun.
Yeah.
So there are 3 ideas. I trust that they give you some ideas of both how to run games, what games you can run, what's possible online, and how to actually do them. So I'm now just going to chop through these questions that you all asked at the beginning. If you want to say something about them, if I hit one of your questions, that's fine. Otherwise, I'll just do and give you my best. How to start breakout sessions. So I'll just say 2 things about that. One is that they typically need to be enabled in sort of the control console. So you need to go online and enable it. And then once you see it, there's actually just a button for the host only. Only the host can do breakout rooms. So I'm going to give you my Calendly link at the end of this. If you want to step through this little by little, step by step, feel free to create a meeting. Deanna and I teach an Agile class together and looking for ideas for interactive games. Awesome. I hope that this has given you some ideas, Kara. Awesome. What is the best way to engage your teams with Miro? So maybe this also gives you some ideas of how to engage your teams with Miro. And Miro does have a free license, so you can always try stuff out. This board will also be available to you, so you can play with it and just move to an area on the screen that's blank and do whatever it is that you want with it and try it out. Let's see, how many hours you spent to prepare this Miro board? there are two answers to that question. One is the content, which took a lifetime. And the other one is the sticky notes, which took, oh, I don't know, 30 minutes or something like that, right? Very short period of time. Some cool online team collaboration games, so we saw that. How to speed up online introductions. I don't know how to do that. I like that little impromptu game that we did at the start, where you just throw people into rooms, kick them back out, throw people into rooms, kick them back out. How to set up retrospectives. So retrospectives inside of Miro are pretty easy because they have a whole bunch of retrospective templates. So let's just move over here to a part of the board that's pretty clean. And so let's say that you want to do a sailboat retrospective. You type in sailboat and you click add. And then right here you have a sailboat retrospective with instructions and the sailboat and all that stuff, okay? And so there are tons and tons of templates that you just come in. So you go boom over here, and this is the template library, and there are all sorts of templates for all sorts of different things. So meetings, ideation, brainstorming, stuff like that. And then there's this new thing, which is this entire things of user-generated content, which is even more and more templates. So there are like hundreds or so templates right now. Some of them are very sophisticated and some of them are simpler. So that's a way to do retrospectives. When does this integrate with VR headsets? 2025. Okay. I can share some cool online games for teams. Yeah, hope you can do that. Maximum allow in session engage. I don't quite know what that question means, but if you're asking about the maximum number of people that can be on a board, it's hundreds of people. So I've seen boards with 400 people on them.
Wow. How about, what's a good sized number of people to have in a class? I mean, how does it get unwieldy after a certain number or anything like that?
In terms of the performance of the tools or in terms of facilitation?
Both.
Okay, so in terms of the tools, I've seen them both Zoom and Miro go up to hundreds. So tons of that. And then in terms of facilitation, what I see is sort of a host and a set of moderators. And if you have a host and a set of moderators and you're willing to go into breakout rooms, again, I've seen hundreds of people in things. The thing to do is a very short plenary session, 5 minutes, boom, go into breakout rooms, have the moderators in those breakout rooms and then pop back out, do another 5 minutes, send everyone into breakout rooms. So the experience that people have is that they're in a room most of the time with 10 people with a moderator. Yeah. All right. So if you want to leave me feedback, you can leave me feedback. So here's yet another way to do a retrospective. What you think, accolades, improvements, and suggestions. As I say, I've been working on this for a while. I've got about 20 games. There's a whole bunch of other stuff to think about, like what happens if people have their cameras off, computer skills, practice, integrate. I love to talk about this stuff. If you want to have a conversation about this, feel free to link to this link. And I will also copy it in the chat, and that will make it super easy for you to create a 25-minute meeting with me if you want to chat about this stuff further and ask any sort of more detailed, in-depth questions. And with that, I will, so I'm searching for the chat now, which I've somehow lost. Okay, here's the chat. So here's my Calendly link. I will be sending out the video of this. So just watch for it in the mail. And again, the board will be available to you. And obviously the video is available to you. Feel free just to copy stuff. It's very easy to copy stuff from this board to your board. All you do is just shift click. And so like you can select this entire area, you hit control copy and you can copy it onto your board if you want to do it in a separate area, right? So you can use all of these as templates. And also feel free to email me or just set up a Calendly meeting if you want to go more in depth on something. Oh yes, a question.
Just a quick question. If we do use your stuff, I'd like to give kudos. I'm personal friends with Bryan Stallings. So, and I've gotten to know you to let people know, who created these games. So if they have any questions or good feedback for you, they know how to reach to you.
Sure. So I'll just put Bryan Stallings right here. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much for that call out.
Yeah, it's always great to know who created these. They're really great. I enjoyed the session. Thank you.
All right. Have a great day, everyone.
All right.
Thanks a lot. That was a lot of
Good
fun.
to meet you all.
That
was
Thanks, Michael.
fantastic.
Thanks, Michael. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks,
you.
everybody.
Very good.
Great.
Thank you. Bye.